free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Hey. No.
Oh my gosh. I was Martha this morning. And you know, Martha is always doing busy, busy, busy. And Mary sits and just be. Well, I forgot the be part. So, microphone, passing out what Michelle is passing out. None of that came into my awareness until I sat down. See how that works? Do you see that? Yeah. Good morning. Happy Sunday after Easter. It's so good to see you this morning. Yes. And we have Scott back from his trip to Israel, visiting his sister and her family. And so he just said to me, I'm a little rusty this morning. And so we're all good now. That's all that matters. What's happening right now is all that matters. So, yeah. And of course, for those of you that are joining us online, you're probably very organized in your home and sitting there waiting. And, and so I just want to share with you, as I always do, it's overcast today, but the temperature is still in the 50s. And we have had an incredible week. So we can take a little bit of this April weather because we need to get rain, which is coming tomorrow, so everything starts to come alive. Have you noticed on your trees little red buds? And they're all of a sudden they're going to go, and it's going to happen. So join me as we sing our opening song together.
Come, let us gather together. This is a place of love. We come together as people of prayer. This is a house built on love. Come, let us gather in peace. This is a sacred space. We join our hearts here in one loving family. This is a house built on love. We come together as people of prayer. This is a house built on love.
And now I would invite you to join me in prayer. Oh, sweet Spirit, how grateful we are For all of us that are here in this room, we are so grateful for this community and for this time that we get to come together on Sunday morning and remember the truth of who we are. That we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And that this earthly experience is just one minute part of our eternal life. And for those of you that are joining us online, again, breathe into that knowing. The knowing of the truth of who you are. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. We're here in Skin School, learning. We have lots and lots of learning to do. And may our learnings be painless as possible. And let us not shirk from them. Every learning that is here for your highest good and my highest good. And so let us take our love and send it out into the world. Oh my goodness, there are so many places in our world that need that love right now. And we just know that it will go wherever it is being called. And so we give thanks for this time together, for this hour or so that we get to spend together. Syncing. What we're doing is we're syncing our energies together to create one global light being. Ooh, feel that. And so it is, and we let it be. Amen. Wow. We had an extraordinary experience here yesterday afternoon. We had the workshop on walking through the looking glass. I think that's what it was called. And it was extraordinary. I raise the hands of everybody that was here yesterday. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. It was a very, very wonderful experience. And so if you're feeling any energy any sweet energy, it's all because we were here yesterday. And what else do I want to say on that? Nothing, I don't think. Just that I'm very grateful for that and for our time together. So let us now say together our invocation. Together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotent. One presence, one power operating in our lives. And our vision statement is, centered in divine love, we celebrate a spiritually transformed world. We celebrate a world where everybody is seeing the truth of each other. Is when they meet somebody, they meet them heart to heart and know the truth of who they are as they are known who they are. And our mission statement is, Unity Center for Spiritual Growth reaches in to reach out through education, service, and creation of community. And we do that every week when we come together. And we have core values that we live by, and they are, we are loving, we are accepting, we are authentic, we are transformative, we are soul-centric, we are compassionate, and we are welcoming. And that is the truth. And now our community song is
Wisdom Guides Me. Wisdom guides me. Wisdom shows me the way. Wisdom guides me. Wisdom shows me the way. When I'm lost and confused, wisdom leads the way. I will trust, I will choose. Wisdom leads the way. Faith will guide me. Faith will show me the way. Faith will guide me. Love will show me the way. Love will guide me. Love will show me the way. When I'm lost and confused, love will lead the way. I will trust, I will choose. Love will lead the way. Faith will lead the way. Wisdom leads the way.
Thank you. And you are going to see how appropriate that song is for today's message. Oh, always works right in there. So this is the time in the service that we greet you if you're with us for the very first time. And I don't see anybody that's here that I don't already know. So isn't that the best? So I'm going to ask us all to stand as we greet one another.
Namaste, namaste. My heart sings namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Namaste, namaste. My heart sings namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste, namaste, namaste.
Did that feel good? Ah. Thank you. So just for clarity, we tried it. It didn't work. Sometimes we experiment with things that just don't work. And so we have to find that out. And so we know that when we sing Namaste, we know that we are not from an Indian culture, but we also know that we're very sacred in when we're doing it. So just so we are clear about that. All right. So this is the time in the service that I talk about our 5 basic principles. And these are the principles that we use every day in our life, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. But as they become part of our fabric, we are using them sometimes when we don't even realize it. And those are the times when you've got a little bump in the road, but things seem to unfold the way they need to. At some level, you are in the flow because you're in the consciousness of whatever it is that needs to happen. So the first one is that God is good and everywhere present. And I don't believe there's anybody in this room that doesn't agree with that. Because we couldn't be here if God was not present, because we wouldn't be breathing. The second one is that our basic nature is good. We are an original blessing. We are whole and complete. And so if there's something that's going on in your world that is disturbing you, you need to look in and see what it is that you're holding. What is it that you're making this mean? A few weeks ago, I was saying it was out there. It isn't out there. Everything is in here. Everything is in here. We get to shift our perception of what we're holding. The third one is that our thoughts are creative. And again, taking that into within ourselves, we want to be holding thoughts that we want to see created in the world. We want to be holding thoughts that we want to see the world outpicture for us. And so that's where we train our minds to go to the place of what is the highest and best. What is the highest and best for you, for me, for everybody? We don't know what that is, but when I ask that, I know that Spirit does know. I don't have to put I want it to look like this. I just have to say, I want the highest and best to outpicture here. And we do that through number 4, which is through prayer and meditation. It is through a conscious contact with God on a regular basis that we stay in touch with the thoughts that we're holding. We stay in touch with the truth of who we are, that we're whole and complete. And we stay in touch with the knowing that God is everywhere present. And then, of course, the 5th one is, how do we put them into action in our life? And that's where I ask you to share. How are you using these today? Come on down, Steve.
Good morning, everyone. Do I get it right in camera? So I had recently had the occasion to have a first meeting with a counselor, which I hadn't done in a long, long time. And so it was a little bit of getting to know you, you know. And she asked me what are some of my supports and tools. And I said, you know, when I do prayer and meditation on a regular basis, things seem to go a little better. and as I was processing the whole conversation afterwards, like it really, like that part stuck out to me, and it really just like flooded with me. I was flooded with the knowledge that I have easy access to the greatest power in the universe anytime I want. And it's a little frustrating that I don't access that all the time. So since then, I've really made it a point to do a morning meditation, even 10 or 12 minutes, and the results have been astounding. Or I should say the results have been not surprising. It's just really, I've been calmer and more patient with my children. We've been open. We have 3 sports seasons going on right now, and sometimes there's butting of heads and tears and frustration on both sides. And I was able to just turn that over, and we found a program that just teaches us a different way to approach it. But we were open to that, and the results for our kids have been amazing. Coaches have noticed, like, who is this kid? It's a whole different kid. But just, I feel, you know, doing that on a regular basis and being open to that, it was very powerful. That's what I got.
Oh my gosh. I want to reiterate what you said, and that is that you have the most powerful tool right within you. We all do. And people were laughing, Steve, because they could relate. They could relate to, why do we go to it last rather than first? And so part of going to it first is a prayer process, a routine. I'm going to just share my own, and then I'll have Trish come down. I struggle too, and I know the answer. So I've started, again, I can't tell you how many times I start with a process or a practice, but I started again, and I've been doing very specific steps to get there. And it has changed my time in prayer immensely. So there is a, but it takes, it's, Steve, we've come out of the same program. We know what to do. We know what we have done in the past. And it's one day at a time. One day at a time. Just for today, I'm going to do this. Just for today. Yeah. Trish, come on down.
Good morning, community. Just for today, you can come to the vigil at 3:02 and 2:02. We're resurrecting the vigil. It's the same time. It's going to be weekly. We've kind of took the time off after we stumbled over the snow and poor Pat Barkey sunk into the snow. We decided we'd take a few Sundays off in the winter. This vigil started around 4 years ago. It was an outcrop of all of the principles there. And the action was in response to an effort to show some standing for nonviolence and for peace. We picked the time so it would be right after church. People could just, drive the 10 minutes down the road, stand for half an hour, and drive 10 minutes back. So it's an hour of your time. This time we put up a sign-up sheet out on the bulletin board. Sign up for 1 week. Just sign up and try it. It's not that hard. It really isn't. But for some people, I understand standing there with a sign is really frightening. It could be very, delightful as people drive around. But most of the time, it's really a wonderful experience. So if you want to have a sense of community and a sense of taking action, and if we needed this 4 years ago, we more than need it now. We have gone through Black Lives Matter. We've gone through the end the gun violence. We've gone through the war in Ukraine, search for peace, and all of it is a plea for nonviolence. So somehow or other, manifesting that in an action in our community, to me, is important. So we have some signs. You can make your own sign. And just join us, okay? I can't wait to see you all. And the sign-up sheet's out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Trish. So I'm going to take it one step further. First of all, Trish and Barbara and Pat Barkey and a few others have committed to this. They have the signs. You don't even need to have the sign. You just need to show up. But what I want to take it one step further is next Sunday, we're going to have a guest speaker. Her name is Rivera Sun. And Rivera is part of a nonviolent movement called Pacha B'nai. And so I'm going to make a call. I'm going to make a call. In September, they have a whole week of nonviolence. It's called Nonviolent, I can't even think of the name of it. But anyway, every community or a community can come together and do an action step for nonviolence. And I would like us to have something that we're going to do that week that is going to be a statement for nonviolence. As Trish said, we are in a critical time in our world right now. There is so much going on that speaks of violence that we have to be up here with our consciousness, but we have to come together as a group to raise that consciousness, that frequency. So if you're interested in helping to create an activity or do something that we can do as a community for that week of nonviolence, please see me, because I do want, and Trish too, I do want us to be recognized. And Rivera will be here next week. I'll talk to her about that as well, because she's one of the people that organized that whole thing. So that's our plea for nonviolence. And now we can shift gears and go into our daily word. And our daily word reader today is Jim Stabler. And hi, Jim. Very nice to have you. Last week we had Laurie. Now we get Jim.
It's not a case of just save the best for last. It's not the case. It's not a case, right? But it is a case of world peace today. I live my vision for a peaceful world. To bring about peace in the world, I begin paying attention to my first reaction when I feel I have been treated unjustly. I do not deny my feelings, but neither do I allow anger, envy, or other negative feelings to take control of my response. I feel my feelings, but I remain committed to living the truth I know. Regardless of behavior, every person is a divine being, a living representation of God. I call upon my divine faculties of love, faith, and strength to guide my next steps. No matter how another responds, I remain centered in God. My efforts make a difference. Peace between individuals creates peace within families, in communities, and among the nations of the world. Isaiah 32:17. The effect of righteousness will be great peace, and the result of righteousness, quietness, and trust forever. World peace. I live my vision for a peaceful world.
Thank you, Jim.
To open up Pat's talk this morning, I'm going to invite you all to join me in singing Letting Go of Holding On. Lyrics will show up here on the wall presently. There they are. I'm letting go of holding on. God is my shepherd. I shall not want. I'm letting go of holding on. Seeking first the kingdom of God. I let go of the feelings that feed on lack and greed. I let go of the reasons keeping me in need. I let go of the fear that there's never enough, and I stop holding on to what is not love. I'm letting go, holding on. God is my shepherd. I shall not want. I'm letting go, holding on. Seeking first the kingdom of God. At this moment, I remember it comes so clear to me that the minute I surrender, I'm as safe as I can be. I don't need to cling to what I'm wanting anymore, and it frees me to hear what my soul is here for. I'm letting go of holding on. God is my shepherd. I shall not want. I'm letting go, holding on. Seeking first the kingdom of God. Seeking first the kingdom of God. Seeking first the kingdom
singing all the songs I love. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm starting a new series today, and it's from this book called It's Not Your Money. How to Live Fully from Divine Abundance. I taught this class a month or so ago, and it was so rich in experience that I wanted to share it with all of you. So the author's name is Tasha Silver, and she's written some other books as well. One of them is called Change Me Prayers. And then the one that she's has much success with is Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead. Anybody ready for that? Ready? Yes, Steve, 2 hands up. So Tasha's very well educated. She comes from, she's a Yale graduate. She grew up in a middle-class family, a Jewish family. Her parents worked hard and gave their children a comfortable physical life. However, she says she had an obsession from a very young age, and it had one single topic, and it was impending doom. Anybody live with impending doom? Be honest. Yes. How many times have we said, I can't, I know the other shoe's going to drop any moment now. Whenever we feel that there is something that's going to happen to take our good away, we are living in impending doom. And when I heard that, when those 2 words came up in that very first page of the book, I said, this book is for me. Because even though I do all the work that I do, and Steve and I mean, I can commiserate with Steve, and I think you can too. We forget. We go unconscious. And when we go unconscious, we go into that place of fear. And impending doom is fear. She goes on to say that the terror of not enough was a constant storm cloud. I'm going to put my glasses on. For some reason, I can't see. Oh, what a difference. So, yes, surprise. So from this background, she knew there had to be a deeper, more nuanced answer to life than to be born, to chase stuff, and die. How many people do we know that live that? They're born, they chase to make sure they have all of the good stuff, and then they die. I don't want to be one of those people. She said, I long to find a sense of safety and enoughness. The sense that despite ups and downs, crashes and cataclysms, one could somehow prosper, separate from life's inevitable flux. So she was on a mission to find a different way of living. She went on to discover the works of Florence Scovel Shinn, which many of us know the works of Florence Scovel Shinn. She is the person who wrote The Game of Life and How to Play It. And it was in that book that she got that God is the source of all. That God is the source of all. Period. End. She said, I came to see that the source could be involved in all situations, no matter how seemingly impossible. No matter how seemingly impossible. Florence's understanding of divine order, that a coherent plan underlay even the biggest challenges, began to feed my starving psyche, she said. Combined with my studies of yogic texts, a new way forward began to emerge from the blinding fog of my fears. A coherent plan underlies even the biggest challenges. And I have to remember that, and I'm sure you do too. And I say it often, we only see through a very small picture. We don't see the big. And that's where that plan lays, but we don't see it. We only see through a very small hole. She said, it was as if God just rolled over laughing. You know, honey, you're here to learn how to serve me, not issue one command after another. So just let me take over. You'll stop living in abject terror and recall why you were born. All needs will be met beyond what you can imagine. I'm going to read that again because there's the answer right there. There's the key. You know, honey, you're not here to serve me. To learn, you're here to learn how to serve me, not issue one command after another. How many times do we say, I want this to happen and I want it to look just like this? Or this is the way it needs to be? No. God is saying, just let me take over. And when I take over, you'll stop living in abject terror and remember why you were born. And all needs will be met beyond what you can imagine. I say this a lot. If I orchestrated my life, I would have shortchanged myself. Don't you feel that way? Don't you feel that if you were the one that was in control and you were coming from impending doom and lack and limitation, not many of the things that have happened in your life would never have happened. You wouldn't have traveled. You wouldn't have done so many of the things that you did. She said, the idea that no person, place, or thing was my protection and safety, only love itself. When I realized that, my life began to shift even more. So this book that she wrote came about because people were searching for a step-by-step way to feel enoughness, to stop agonizing about abundance, stop agonizing over fear. She saw how anyone, regardless of their background, who sincerely applied the principles of divine source could gain a new relationship to money that did not require manifesting a damn thing. And that was her words. So note, this book and series is not about how you will learn to change and improve yourself. It is not about that. It is about letting love itself bring changes that you might have zero idea how to execute. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting to realize that I don't have to have the plan? All I have to do is show up. It's about the ego not knowing or having a clue, but knowing that God sure does. This doesn't mean you just sit back and put your feet up. Steve figured that out. Letting love take the wheel is neither about passivity nor weakness, but consciously and actively honoring the force. The force, the power, the spirit, whatever your name is. She describes that the title wasn't meant to be catchy to get your attention. When she says it's not your money, that is what she means. It's not yours. It's not mine. It's all God's. So over the next several weeks, we'll have an opportunity to go through some specific steps to help make this shift happen. Are you on board? All right, good. The timing for this is twofold. It's going to be an 8-week series. And the reason for that is that it's time enough for the brain to shift and loosen the entrenched limiting beliefs that we carry around, and short enough to keep you engaged. So there are 2 issues that she speaks to before she moves forward. And she calls it, she wants to get word terminology out of the way. How many times have we been stopped for something because of a word we didn't like? So what about God? What she is addressing here is, if you have baggage with the word God, find a term that works for you. I'm using many different words these days. Love is my most favorite one. To her, it doesn't matter what you use. All she does is she puts God in as a placeholder for what in the end is incomparable and unnameable. Because some of us have baggage around God. We have an old picture of what God is. So energy, divine love, source, all of those may move you out of that old belief system of what you knew to be God, as the person up here with the long white beard and your name on a scroll, checking it off. So choose words that resonate for you, and don't let a word stop you. I've told this before, but it comes up every time I think about that. Reb Leroy used to say, don't let a word stop you. The next paragraph may save your life. And that is the very truth. If you stop reading something because you don't like what it's saying, just park it and keep on moving. She tells a story that was told to her by a master surfer. His words, and they were very wise words, said, you listen inside, you bow to the force, and you ride that mama as far as it will go. No ego can impose itself on the sea. Those who try eventually must crash and burn. It's unavoidable. So she likens the story to this root of offering. It's neither about passivity nor weakness, but instead honors this primal power. Then she addresses the prayers, because throughout all the book, she has many different prayers. The purpose of the prayers is to help you move outside the limitations of the ego. Inviting the divine to take over can unleash a freedom and spontaneity that no amount of striving can do. And I am finding that more and more every day. She goes on to say, your own instinctive inner self shows the right actions at the right time and acts through you. It's just waiting to be invited. I think it's Annie Lamott that says there are so many unemployed angels out there just waiting for you to employ them. That's exactly waiting for you to reach that place where you are surrendering. We talked about surrender last week, where you are surrendering and know of thine own self, I can do nothing. She goes on to say, your own instinctive inner self shows the right actions at the right time and acts through you. It's just waiting to be invited. So there are basic ideas in this book, and we're going to touch on some of them this morning. Divine source is one of them. Doership, offering, and this is a hard one. Praradama Kama. P-R-A-R-A-D-B-D-H-A. I can't say it. I listened last night to it pronounced 5 or 6 times, and it still didn't make sense to me. So when we get to it, it's just going to be the P comma. So relaxing into divine source. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Only love is. Only love is. You begin to trust the universal storehouse that is the foundation of all. The universal storehouse. You sense the one that underlies the illusion of multiplicity in this world. And you know the next right door will open at the right time, and actions will spontaneously arise as you need them. Keep that in the forefronts of your mind this week. Watch for those doors to open that you didn't even realize that they were going to be there. When you make divine intelligence, which is source, your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Your perfect solution is already selected. It'll be guided. You will be guided to it in the right time and way. I keep watching that. You are too. You can see it when it's happening. If something needs to end, the new route will come, and you will gladly follow. Remember, everything is energy. So it's important to raise our vibration. And that's what we've been talking about a lot recently. We have got to be up here. We have to move above the turbulence. And there is a lot of turbulence down here, would you not say? We have a lot of turbulence going around. And so we have to rise above that turbulence into the capable hands of that from which all things come. That's divine source. Then we move into doership. And this is an important step. Releasing doership means that rather than striving and pushing harder, you actually learn to get out of the way. You actually learn to get out of the way. Your instincts start to guide your actions, and you don't cling to outcomes. Can you see how appropriate the music was today? Chasing and grasping constrict us like shoes that are too tight. Can I release doership? It means rather than pushing harder, can I learn to get out of the way? Prayer and meditation will guide you in that step. Can I stop clinging to outcomes? Can I put away my expectations? We had a wonderful little process yesterday of putting aside our expectations, putting them in a box, in a beautiful box, and putting the cover on, our ego and our expectations. Get them out of the way. Can I let God carry me outside my comfort zone? Whew. How many of us want to know the end before we start the route? Yeah. What kind of a traveling is that? But that's the way we're wired. Can I relax and keep the channels open? Doership, letting go, and trusting. Trust is the word that keeps coming up in my writings every morning. Trust with a capital T-R-U-S-T. And then the offering. And the offering is the heart of this book. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and return it to love. We witnessed that last week in the Easter story. The unbearable cross and return it to love. It untangles you from your seemingly inescapable striving of doership. And one easy way to begin is simply by replacing the word my with the word the. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. With the simple substitution of the, grasping softens and offerings begin. One of the ways we limit our good, we insist that something is my anchor, my job, my family. What would it be like if it was the anchor, the job, the family? There's a whole different energy around that. We do it also with other areas of our life. My medical situation, my medical bills, my. We get rattled when our transient sense of security changes. When we make the shift from my to the, what we'll be cultivating is relaxing and letting source lead. I said earlier, divine intelligence is a fixed star to follow. It's our North Star. Divine source, however, is the ultimate trust fund. Offering or surrender is handing any burden back to source. When we move, we then move into radical acceptance, and we are in the now, which opens the flow. Because all we have is right now. So she has a prayer. It says, let me embrace this only for the moment. Let me say yes, just for now. And I'm going to go back to Steve. Just for now. Just for now, I'm going to take 15 minutes. I can take that 15 minutes. I deserve that. Because it's going to make a difference in my whole day going forward. When you recognize the value that you're going to get for that, it's priceless. Acceptance is neither resignation nor powerlessness, but an opening of the way for the next right action. We can offer our resentment also to the divine. An act of offering is a holy process. Anything truly surrendered is sacred. Think about that. Anything truly surrendered is sacred because whatever it was, you are holding it dearly. Sometimes a problem can become a source of abundance and sometimes a key to our freedom. Think about that also. When have you had a problem that you saw it as a problem, but when you got to the solution, it was really a gift? Over and over, we get to see that. We can offer our attachment to money to the divine. Our ego is tied in with money. Not our higher self. Our ego is tied in with money. My money. My need to protect it. Money is a symbol of success. Success is from ego. Success is not from your higher self. Because with success, we're comparing. Is my success better than your success? That's what happens when we start comparing. Can we hand our money fears and worries to the divine? Is there blame, shame, or resentment tied to our money? An inner door opens when we release blame, shame, and resentment. Offering is a muscle. Offering is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And the more you use it is in surrender. Catch yourself. Catch yourself when you're in the my and surrender, because then you are exercising that muscle. Now we're coming to the P comma or our spiritual life curriculum. Wikipedia defines this P comma as as a portion of the past karma which is responsible for the present body. Past karma which is responsible for the present body. It is ripe for reaping. It cannot be avoided or changed. It is only exhausted by being experienced. Think about that. What matters is how we handle our unique P karma, our own soul's course of study. When embraced, it becomes the royal road to true abundance. One of the dark legacies of manifestation culture is that many people think we attract every single blessed thing. They assume if only we perfect ourselves enough, we gain VIP entry to a secret Disney World where nothing bad ever occurs. Oh, really? Then they blame themselves when the inevitable challenges come that are part of incarnate existence. How many have we, come on, I can tell you, 25 years ago, and up until probably the last 10, that was part of what I was teaching. If you only thought better, if you only changed your thinking, this would happen. It's not that way. In this world, we suffer. There is no such thing as living in a Disney world. But we can have tools to make it an easier, softer way. So where do we go with that? We go to intention. Intention is often misunderstood also. How many of you know the word Sankalpa? Sankalpa. Sankalpa. How many of you have ever done a Nidra yoga practice? Okay. In a Nidra yoga practice, you're usually asked to have a Sankalpa. And a Sankalpa is a one-pointed resolve to focus on a specific goal. In a sense, it means you are what you focus on. And you stay with that focus until it is manifest in your life. You don't change it. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So when we are setting an intention or a Sankalpa, we have to surrender everything that is going to get in the way of that. What Tasha is saying is, I surrender all to God. Take over my life entirely and bring me your will. What would it be like to live that day in and day out, 24 hours a day, where I am just living out the divine's will? Intention creates space for divine will. So our intention for over the next 8 weeks, our Sankalpa is going to be, I relax, I let Source lead. I relax knowing that one way or another, every need will be met. Are you with me on that one? That is going to be our Sankalpa. I relax, I let Source lead. I relax knowing that one way or another, every need will be met. And so when we step fully into this attention, it's going to be like getting a 400-pound manifesting monkey off your back. And we're going to also, I'm going to also ask you to join me in reading the Abundance Change Me prayer. You have received that. Christina's going to put it up on the PowerPoint. If you don't have a copy of it, pick one up before you leave. Okay, so here we go. Together. Divine Beloved, allow me to give with complete ease and abundance, knowing that you are the unlimited source of all. Let me be an easy, open conduit for your prosperity. Let me trust that all my needs are always met in amazing ways and that it's safe to give freely as my heart guides. And equally, let me feel wildly open to receiving. May I know my own value, beauty, and worthiness without question. Let me allow others the supreme pleasure of giving to me. May I feel worthy to receive in every possible way. Change me into one who can fully love, forgive, and accept myself, so I may carry your light without restriction. Let everything that needs to go, go. Let everything that needs to come, come. I am utterly your own. You are me. I am you. We are one. All is well. And so part of your assignment is to read this daily. Think of it as strengthening tea that needs to steep within you. And so let us now, next week we'll be looking at learning the 5 divine steps, but now let us move into meditation.
When I'm quiet in prayer, I open my heart. I open my heart. When I'm quiet in prayer, I open my heart. Hallelujah. When I'm quiet in prayer, I see only love, see only love. When I'm quiet in prayer, I see only love. Hallelujah.
Help me trust that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me enter the path of freedom. Even my deepest attachments I give to you. Let me trust you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. And so it is. Amen. right. Are you with me? All right. Our prayer partner today is Jacqueline. She would be happy to pray with you. If some of this has brought something up, you might need to want to pray about it a little bit this morning. She'll be right here for you. The women's writing group will be happening Monday night, this coming Monday night and the following Monday night. If you're interested in doing a little self-exploration, this is the group for you. It's from 6:30 to 7:30. You do need to register, and you will be given the link. Next week, I mentioned the fact that we're going to have Rivera Sun with us. She is here on behalf of Earth Day. Next Sunday is going to be a big event. Not only will we be having her speaking in here, but there's going to be a whole lot of things happening at the end of after the service. We're going to have a potluck, and the children are going to have lots of things going on. So I hope that you can stay around for it. If you have any young children, bring them with you next Sunday, because it's going to be a really, really good experience. And she's looking for, I don't know, I think she may have all the volunteers that she needs at this point, but it is going to be a fun day. So please, please make sure you come for it. April 22nd, which is next Saturday, Power Serve is an organization that is out of Wyndham High School, is doing an event where they have projects for many people within the community, and they send teams around to do these projects. If you're interested in being part of that, you can go to the high school, and it begins at 9. I think it goes 9 to 1. And then they have a nice barbecue afterwards. So if you're interested in that, that is happening. We are having a World Labyrinth Day. This happens every year, and it's the first year that we are participating in it. And it is on May 6th. It's going to be out at the Labyrinth. It's walk one with one. Walk as one at one. And so if you're interested in doing that, that's on May 6th. Barbara is helping to coordinate that. So if you have any questions, she's happy to answer them for you. Another thing that we've been talking about, and that is bringing back lunches. Next week would be a potluck because that's been scheduled, but we're talking about maybe having lunches on a regular basis again. And it takes a little bit of coordinating in order to make that happen. So Michelle has brought the idea forward. And if you are interested in either, we need to have cleanup crews, we need to have setup crews, and we need to have people that are willing to maybe bring a side dish. I think we have some Michelle and Aaron are willing to make a main dish, but we need a little bit of help with that. So if you have any interest in making that happen, please see Michelle or talk to me, and we'll see if there's enough help to make that happen starting in May. And I think that's it for announcements at the moment. Do I have anything else that I needed to say? I don't think so. Okay. So now is the time for us to receive our tithes and offerings. And for those of you that are online, if you have any interest in helping with anything I've mentioned, please reach out to me. And so now let us say together our offering statement. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving.
While the offering's being taken, please join with me on the refrain of Thank God for Being God. I'm praying not for mountains and skies above. I'm praying not for the treasures that many love. I'm praying not for the healing of my heart. I'm not praying for my peace of mind to start, but this prayer of prayers that now I pray is giving thanks to God for being God to I used to pray for my daily needs. I asked the Lord just to hear my plea. I prayed once when I lost my hope. I even prayed to God to help me cope. But this prayer of prayers that now I pray is giving thanks to God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God.
I see the bookstore is open. I think Tasha's book is available if you're interested. And we bless these tithes and offerings as they go forth to do the will and the work of Unity Center for Spiritual Growth in whatever ways we are being called. And for that and so much more, we say thank you, God. And so it is. And now, come on down.
This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hello. So today on the children's service, we did a few things. We rewrote we made some labyrinth guidelines that I believe are in the editing process. We made some shakers for Earth Day out of some dried rice and beans and the leftover Easter eggs from the hunt. And I think there was something else.
We walked the labyrinth.
Yeah, we walked the labyrinth. And we moved the fallen tree that had been on the edge of the labyrinth for so long. Right. Well, he said I was going to say so. He said he basically said well, Jake said.
Wait, Jake, in the microphone. Here.
Say something. Something.
Lead the prayer. The blessing. You want to lead the blessing? We love you. We bless you. You ready?
Yep.
You say.
There's more.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Were you gonna finish something?
No, Evan basically said everything I was going to say.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said that. Evan said it all.
Okay, I've got more.
Oh,
Here you go, Brandon.
Hi. So we have a bulletin board that I made for Earth Day. And we have crayons out there. If you want to color in a letter or add life to the bulletin board on the earth, you'll see what I mean when you get there. Also, if you don't feel like standing there, we have crayons and markers and paper and scissors. So if you want to make something on the table, and we could glue it on too. So just come see me afterwards.
wonderful. All right. So let's do our blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ as you. Rub it in, rub it in, rub it in. Take it home with you. Okay. Let us stand as we sing together.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as the one source, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be a moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And shall we say the prayer for protection? The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week, my friends.